Well, good morning, everyone. This is Jeremy here at Extreme Weather Tracker, updating your tropical weather at 11:23 a.m. on this July the 30th, 2011. As you can see from the graphical tropical weather outlook issued by the National Hurricane Center, we have several areas in the tropics to talk about. The first one is what's left of Tropical Storm Don. Is located over southern Texas and northeastern Mexico at this time, and the satellite images last night showed that Don, as he came on shore, basically fizzled out and was not even the rainmaker that we were hoping it would be for South Texas, rather. So most areas around Brownsville, I believe Brownsville was the most to receive 1 inch of rain from Don. So Don basically was a dud, for lack of a better term. Okay, we also have an area of disturbed weather located just here in the northwestern Caribbean, just to the east of the Yucatan Peninsula. This is the Yucatan Peninsula right here. And this has nearly 0% chance of development, as this tropical wave is moving to the west, should move into Central America sometime over the next 48 hours, and then on out into the eastern Pacific, where we'll have to watch it there for some development for the Pacific side. The main feature I want to talk about today is this tropical wave located here about 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles Islands. And this is moving to the west-northwest at a rather brisk pace of 21 miles per hour this morning. And the National Hurricane Center is giving this a 70% chance of developing over the next 48 hours. You can see, I'll show you a close-up satellite view of this. This is 91L, Invest 91L, and as you can see, it does have a center of circulation somewhere in this area. I was looking at some mimic imagery earlier today that I did not include in the blog today, but you can see the banding features starting to swirl. This thing is definitely getting its act together, and I believe that we will have Emily sometime within the next 48 hours as this moves on off to the west-northwest. Now, as far as the eventual track of this 91L. This is the model runs that were run this morning at 6 o'clock. You can see the center here, 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles, and as you can see, through about 48 hours, the track remains consistent. The models are in fairly good agreement on what will happen. After 48 hours, when you get on out here to 120 hours, the track varies significantly. You can see the no gaps here, and the GFTI, and even some of the BAMS models, bringing this south of Puerto Rico and bringing it into the Caribbean, while this Canadian model and one of the CLIP models and 2 of the BAM models bring it north of the islands and basically want to recurve it out to sea. So at the 120 hours, these models are very unreliable. 48 hours out, we can probably just about pinpoint where this thing is going to be located, so we know that it's going to be moving off in a west-northwest direction and be somewhere just east of the Lesser Antilles Islands. I believe as a tropical storm by 48 hours out, we'll have to end up seeing what happens. The environment in this area here is very warm, and once this tropical wave moves past to the west of 50 west, the waters are very warm in that area, plenty warm enough to support a tropical storm, and the shear across this area of the Caribbean Basin and Atlantic is very light. So I expect we'll see some development. Now let me show you that this is the GFS ensemble means. This is the ensemble. This is taking several runs of the GFS and combining it all into one run, and you can see it's very, very good agreement all the way out here to 48 hours, even out to 72 hours. We're in good agreement on the GFS ensemble. That'll continue off to the west-northwest, and then it does bring it into the Caribbean just south of Puerto Rico and the islands here. A couple of outliers bringing it up and wanting to recurve it. So we're definitely going to have to watch this. The southeast coast of the United States needs to keep a close eye on this, as well as interest in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. If this thing goes through the Caribbean, more than likely it will end up in the Gulf of Mexico. So I do believe that we will get Tropical Storm Emily out of this, which will be our 5th named storm. And if this does happen before the end of the month, that will be 5 named storms before the end of before the end of July, rather, which is rather impressive for this year. Usually we don't see that many named storms before July. Now I'll go back. The only other thing I wanted to show you. Let me go back to the. You can see this tropical wave that's exiting Africa over here on the very right-hand side of the screen that I'm showing you here. And this tropical wave is very impressive, as was this one as it came off Africa. And we'll definitely have to watch this one down the road for our next developed system, as this one will start moving west. So as you can see, the tropics are heating up. We got this little area here, and we have Invest 91L here, and then the remnants of Don over here. So we have a lot going on in the tropics. It remains busy, and I believe it will remain busy through August. August and September are our trouble months. They will be the 2 months that the tropical activity really ramps up, with the majority of the focus being on September. That's when the main majority of the tropical systems are developing, is in September. So once again, I hope you all have a great day, and keep checking back here at ExtremeWeatherTracker.com, and we'll keep updating you as the situations evolve. And once again, hope everyone has a great day. This is Jeremy at Extreme Weather Tracker. Hope you have a great afternoon. See you all soon.